I can't hear you.
All right, take two.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Hey, this
There
is
you
what happens when we're live. So, again, for all of you that didn't just hear what I just said, thank you guys for joining us here on the Brooks Report Live. I am your host, Adam Brooks. We are joined with Aarin Penry from CASA of Sabine Neches Region. Thank you so much for joining us, Aarin.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, and what's great about this platform is folks don't have to get out in the weather to learn about this information. They don't have to wait till 6 or 10 o'clock, or they don't have to go out and get a newspaper. They can see it right in the palm of their hands wherever they're at any time. So, again, thank you for joining us. I wanted to have you on and talk to you about a lot of the things that CASA is doing here in Southeast Texas, but more importantly about specific events that you guys have coming up. Absolutely. But let's pull back a little bit and kind of build that platform for those who may not understand what all CASA is involved in. Absolutely. And what it is.
Yeah, so CASA is court-appointed support advocates. We support children that are in neglectful and abusive situations that are pulled from the home and put into the system. There are two different CASAs in Southeast Texas. There's CASA of Southeast Texas, which covers Jefferson County. And then there's CASA Sabine Neches Region, which covers 6 surrounding counties, which include Hardin, Sabine, Tyler, Jasper, Orange, and Newton. And for our program, we actually currently have about 53 cases, which are comprised of about a total of 108 children to a ratio of 45 volunteers. So as you can see, that's a lot of children for just 45 volunteers to cover in 6 counties. And it's kind of sporadic. Like we might have more in Orange, as far as volunteers, and maybe have 1 volunteer in Newton County, where we may need 2 or something. So we're always seeking volunteers.
Well, you bring up volunteers, Aarin, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but for those that are hearing, oh, we need volunteers and that are interested in that, I'm sure there's certain things that have to check off the box, right? As far as that's concerned.
Yes.
What are some of those things possibly that, to know whether or not they qualify to be a volunteer?
Yeah, so you would contact the CASA Sabine Neches Region office on Gloria Drive in Orange. They can give you the details, but basically it's a background check. We want to make sure that, you're appropriate to work with the children and all of those sorts of things. There's an application process. I don't know exactly how long it takes to get qualified, but I think it's about 30 days or so. You'll go through training, it's very detailed training to educate you on CASA and how to maneuver the volunteer program. I've heard it's very rewarding. I'm only a board member myself, but I've heard that being an advocate is a very rewarding volunteer position.
Well, and I agree. I know a lot of folks that have been involved with CASA throughout the years, and I've covered it over the 20 years that I've been in news here in Southeast Texas, and so I know a lot of the things that they're involved in and how great it can be for those that are that have to use their services or whatever. Speaking of those children's and that sort of thing, but so you guys have a big event coming up, and I believe it's November 5th, which is this Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So Texas CASA is going to be honoring Dave Phelan, the Texas House of Representatives, with an award. It's a statewide award they do once a year, and he's the recipient. And they've asked us kindly to host a gala or an event in honor of him. So we're going to have the first ever gala. It's called Stetsons Stilettos. It's this Saturday at the Orange Expo Center. And we are still taking ticket sales, and we have a few tables left for sponsorships. The event's going to start at 6 o'clock for a VIP hour, and then the dinner will start at 7. We're going to have a lovely silent auction, live auction, dancing, dinner and drinks. It's just going to be a great evening to go out with your spouse. A lot of people are going to be dressing up in, Stetson hats, and I've got my stilettos, and we're ready just to have a great evening and support the children of these counties that we work with.
Well, anytime you say Stetson and cowboy hats and high heels, I think just about anybody's willing to go do that. And what about folks that maybe want to get involved in the sponsor? Is that still an option for them?
Yes. So if people want to sponsor a table or if they just want to make a sponsorship donation at this point, they can contact the CASA office or go to our website, which is CASASNR.org. There you'll find the information for the event. You can actually make a donation online, or you can contact the office and speak with someone in person, whichever your preference is.
And that phone number is 409-886-2272 if my research was done correctly.
Yes, that's correct.
So,
Yes.
all right, good deal. Well, Aarin, thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything else that we need to cover while you're here? But folks, I really want to encourage you to get out to that event November 5th, which is this Saturday. Even if you can't make the event itself, if you'd like to help sponsor the event, you know it's going to a great cause, you can be sure and do that with some of the ways that Aarin mentioned.
Yes, we've gotten a lot of sponsors so far, and we really appreciate all the efforts that everyone's doing to make this a successful event for our children.
Well, Aarin, again, thank you so much for joining us here on the Brooks Report Live. Guys, look, if you don't mind, share this information to maybe some neighborhood groups, share it to your friends. It's a great cause, and if you're not familiar with it, I encourage you to go do some research. You had the website there, and I'll add it to the post in the comment section after this broadcast is complete, so you can easily access that as well. And again, they're still looking for volunteers too, so hopefully you can do that as well. Aarin, again, thank you for joining us. Thank all of you for watching. Be sure to share this video for those who may could, maybe get some use out of it and help spread the word about what CASA is doing here locally in Southeast Texas. So thank you, Aarin, so much.
Thank you, Adam. Have a good day. Bye-bye.